So I'm making this video to justify my hate for the Tokyo Ghoul anime. Just to preface this, if you like the Tokyo Ghoul anime, that is fine. I'm glad you like it, but I hope that this will make you read the manga, because if you liked the anime, you're gonna love the manga. And it's not just because the art is far superior, it's because of a few other reasons that I'm about to go over. During the fight between Kaneki and Amon, their first fight, for the most part, the anime and the manga are pretty similar in the beginning. The only thing that I don't like is that in the anime, when he realizes that, like, oh wait, the only person that can bring ghouls and humans together is me, the art for the manga just looks really nice. Like, I really like the stylization. The manga has kind of like a sketchy feel to it, which I really like. The anime just feels a little too clean cut, in my opinion. In the anime, though, we get this little scene of his eye turning red. The only thing that's fine. The only thing that I'm upset about is that we didn't get this really nice panel of Kaneki. I just like the contrast, how everything is whited out except for the ghoul eye. I think it's just a really nice panel. So one of the first differences is Kaneki tells Amon that he's wrong about ghouls. He's saying not all ghouls are like that, but in the anime, or not the anime, in the manga, he's actually agreeing with Amon. He's like, many ghouls have gone astray, there are plenty of people who are just murderers, but you can't judge somebody without completely knowing their whole side of the story. Like, some of them have reasons for why they kill. Why the investigators have been killed is because they hunt ghouls, and ghouls are just trying to practice self-defense. Then we get to the scene where he says, "I'll make you understand." I don't know. I think the manga looks a lot better. More fierce, but that's, like, to be expected. It's an illustration. It can have more detail. I'm not going to fault the anime too much for that. Okay, now to get into the part that I actually really don't like, and the whole reason why I'm making this video. So, in the manga, Amon's just like, make me understand what? Why even bother listening to a ghoul? And he goes to attack Kaneki. Kaneki dodges, and he goes to lunge at him. Of course, Amon hits him, but that's nothing compared to Nishio's kick. So Kaneki doesn't go down. He gets put on his knees, but he pretty much stands right back up. However, in the fucking anime, he does this, like, blocking motion. He gets hit, thrown to the ground. And he keeps doing this. I don't understand why they have him do that. And he just keeps taking hit after hit, which doesn't happen in the manga. This is just to, like, pad out, like, for time. And in the manga, he's thinking of ways to attack or how to fight Amon, seeing what kind of fighter he is. He taunts him. Figuring out, like, he's an emotional type. In the anime, he just keeps on getting beaten around. Like, in the manga, it's more of, like, them dodging each other. Like, it's an actual fight. I don't know why they couldn't have animated them just, like, doing a back and forth. Why it just has to be Kaneki getting beaten up. and doing this shit. I hate that. And in the anime, he gets hit to the ground. And he does this. This never happens. I don't like this because I prefer the manga where we get this really nice shot of Kaneki like lunging at him and opening his mask as he's in the air. In the anime, he just does this. I don't feel like it's as cool or impactful. And then he runs up. Amon hits him, which doesn't happen. Kaneki basically jump scares him, gets him off guard, and bites down. And a little bit of a nitpick, this whole thing is very nitpicky, but in the anime, they have Kaneki's eye already red, as a ghoul. But, in this scene, his eye is normal. It's like a person. It doesn't turn red until, not even as he bites. He gets knocked away. He has his eyes closed. And then something that we don't get in the anime is this nice scene of basically the explanation that, ghouls don't get, have, what he says right here. There are human pleasures ghouls inherently cannot enjoy, but in their place we are given this. And it's the ecstasy and the heavenly taste, I guess, of meat. If that makes any sense. It's a stupid explanation, but you know what I mean. Then it goes back to pretty much being the same thing. He says my appetite, or feels like my appetite is going to overcome me. Same thing in the manga. About to be consumed by hunger. I'm aware of myself slipping towards hedonism. I don't know. I like how in the manga, it's a little, side note, but he says that he can feel himself giving into pleasure and that it's not surprising that ghouls like Rize exists. But then he says, I won't lose sight of who I am, though, and that's when we see his ghoul eye open up. Which, I don't know, I think that's cool. I think it's more impactful that way, because you get this, little build-up, kind of. And then they do a little fighting in the anime, which, it's fine. It's fine. I do like the manga, how, right after his Kagune gets, if that's how you say it, sorry if I'm mispronouncing things, but as soon as his Kagune comes out, he one-shots it. I also don't like how, I forget what they're called, but the investigator's weapon, I don't like how it breaks in the anime, because you see it break at the handle first, and then as it's in the air, it breaks in half. In the manga, the handle doesn't break, Amon's still holding on to it, and it, cuts clean in half. Also, just admire the artwork for a little bit, yeah. Now, for probably the biggest change in the anime to the manga is this. I don't know, they make Kaneki look like he's struggling a lot, which in the manga he doesn't. He looks like a fucking menace. He looks like he's, the main villain in a story. Look at that face. Look at that. He's intimidating, And again, pretty much the same thing. Amon's without Kunin, that's what they're called. There's nothing more I can do. Basically, shot for shot, that panel in this screen. Only difference is, let's see, in the anime, I'll play this first. So, it's a small difference, but I think it really matters. Amon, in the anime, he's basically no matter what, you don't give up, you keep fighting the ghouls. In the manga, however, he's regretting it. He's damn, I underestimated this ghoul, and he's he looks like he's basically accepted his death. He's like, this is where I die. I'm going to die here. Fuck. Oh well. And then we get Kaneki saying, please run. And this is pretty much the same until it gets to a part that I don't like. You know, Kaneki's telling Amon to run away. Amon's like, no. Why would I ever run from a ghoul? I don't like in the anime they have Kaneki attack Amon, because in the manga it's implied that the moment Kaneki starts attacking him, he won't be able to stop. So in the manga, he's like clutching on to his shirt, he's saying please, and then we get the iconic scene. I don't know, also they didn't need for Kaneki to also yell. Right then, I don't know. He's supposed to be saying quietly, please, don't make me into a murderer. Which, comparison, the anime and manga is fine. Like I said, I just prefer the sketchier style to the manga than the anime. Mainly because the manga has this really nice cross-hatching shading, which I really think adds style. Which they totally could have done something like that in the anime to replicate it. They just didn't, and I think that's why I don't like the anime. It looks too clean, too nice. And that's basically it. That's my very bad rant. I'm not the best speaker, and there was no script for this. This was just me going off of just how I feel and my anger of the anime and how it changes little things, but those little things are pretty important to the overall message of the story and how you interpret things. So, do with this what you will. Like I said, if you like the anime, that's great. I'm just trying to show differences so maybe more people will read the manga who have only watched the anime. I might do another scene comparison if another one has, like, kind of major differences or things that I consider sort of major differences, but we will see.